Hey there, focused learners, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're going to break down exactly what makes a trivia quiz tick. We're diving headfirst into a freshly generated 50-question quiz to uncover the hidden matrix of what we call general knowledge. And really, we're going to see exactly why history completely shapes our questions. So let's get into it.
Okay, so to kick things off, I've got to let you in on a little secret about the source material we're looking at today. The AI that actually generated this 50-question quiz was given a very specific instruction at the very end of its prompt. It was told, also give a 5-second countdown, then tell the answer. I mean, I absolutely love that interactive element. So we're going to honor that rule today and put you right in the hot seat. That's right, you're playing along with us.
Let's actually test that out right now using question 33 from our source document. The first computer programmer was A. Ada Lovelace, B. Alan Turing, C. Charles Babbage, or D. Bill Gates. All right, here comes that countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lock in your guesses.
Time's up. The correct answer is A, Ada Lovelace. So congratulations if you got that right. But you know what's genuinely fascinating here is the deeper question this raises. Why is this specific fact considered general knowledge? Like, why are we tested on the specific human being who wrote the first code, rather than just, I don't know, the concept of coding itself?
Well, to figure that out, we kind of have to pull back the curtain and look at the exact prompt that generated our 50 questions in the first place. The user asked to create a 50-question quiz that blends general knowledge, creative problem solving, and imaginative scenarios. And they specifically requested diverse topics, right? Things like science, history, literature, technology, food. This perfectly sets the boundaries for our explainer today. We're basically looking at a perfectly balanced snapshot of what makes up global trivia.
But here is where that matrix really reveals itself. Actually, let's compare question 17 with question 33. On the one side, you've got this totally static, immutable scientific fact. The boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Sure. But on the other side, we have Ada Lovelace. Now, that's not a rule of physics. That's a historical record. It just goes to show how so much of our basic general knowledge across all these different categories is really just a timeline of human history.
Which brings us to Section 1, Milestones and Masterpieces, the Human Story.
All right, let's dive into this. Think about it. When we're asked about places or sports or even space exploration, we're really just being tested on the major milestones of the human story. Just look at this incredible timeline pulled straight from the quiz. Question 29 tests us on ancient Greece, where the Olympic Games originated. Then, question 12 jumps us all the way forward to Shah Jahan building the Taj Mahal in the 1600s. Question 16 blasts us into 1969 with Neil Armstrong as the first man on the moon. And question 46 brings us to 1975 with India's first satellite, Aryabhata. This is literal proof that our concept of global knowledge is, in a huge way, just this glorious timeline of historical milestones.
Okay, ready to jump back in the hot seat? Let's throw another quick test at you, this time using question 11. Who discovered gravity? A. Albert Einstein, B. Isaac Newton, C. Galileo, or D. Copernicus? Let's start the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is B. Isaac Newton. Great job if you snagged that one. Now, notice what just happened there. We weren't tested on the actual mathematical formula for gravity, right? We were tested on the person who discovered it. And that leads us perfectly into our next big concept.
Section 2. Inventors and Innovators, the Architects of Trivia.
So, there is this massive subset of our 50 questions dedicated entirely to the brilliant minds who push the boundaries of human capability. It really proves that even when we think we're trying to test science or technology, we almost always do it through the lens of historical figures. Look at these spectacular names pulled right from questions 23, 37, 50, and 41. You've got Alexander Graham Bell for the telephone, Thomas Edison for the light bulb, Tim Berners-Lee for the World Wide Web, and Marie Curie as the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. We aren't just testing the invention itself, we're literally testing the historian's record of the inventor. Human faces are the absolute anchors of our technological memory.
And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates our core finding. Even though the original prompt specifically demanded diverse topics, science, literature, geography, the resulting questions still heavily relied on historical and geographical context. Science asks about the 206 bones in the human body, or planets like Mars and Jupiter. Culture gets anchored to Shakespeare and Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa.
Geography grounds us with the Amazon River and the Saharan Desert. It is all about our human context within the world.
When you actually break down the numbers behind these 50 questions, the visual proof is just stunning. Historical and cultural milestones, right alongside the innovators who drove them, make up the largest slice of the pie at 18 questions. Following closely behind is science and nature with 17, and then geography with 15. History is, without a doubt, the ultimate foundation of what we consider standard, everyday general knowledge.
All right, it is time for one final super fast countdown to wrap up the interactive part of our explainer. Let's hit question 50. The inventor of World Wide Web was A. Tim Berners-Lee, B. Steve Jobs, C. Bill Gates, or D. Mark Zuckerberg. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's A. Tim Berners-Lee, which, you have to admit, is wonderfully ironic, because without this specific historical figure pushing the boundaries of technology, we literally wouldn't even have the internet, or the AI that generated this incredibly fun quiz for us to analyze today. It really does all come full circle. So, based on everything we've uncovered today, let's redefine what general knowledge actually means. It is absolutely not just a collection of random facts floating around in a vacuum. General knowledge is basically the highlight reel of human history, accumulated over time. It's the story of who we are, where we've been, and the brilliant minds that got us to this exact moment.
Which leaves us with a pretty provocative thought to end on. History isn't just something stuck in the past. It's being made by us right now, every single day. So, if our actions today are laying the groundwork for the future, what will be question 51 on the trivia quiz of tomorrow? Think about that. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you next time.